4 minutes until showtime. Three minutes until showtime. Two minutes until showtime.
What up, y'all? Thank you for tuning in to the Fatcat Show. Make sure you subscribe to the Fatcat Show Network on YouTube, y'all.
One minute until showtime.
We'll be starting in less than a minute.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
F-A-T-C-A-T, man, y'all rockin' the Fatcat Show. This is my show, F-A-T, watch the time on you. Say it one more time, F-A-T-C-A-T, man, y'all rockin' the Fatcat Show. This is my show, F-A-T, watch the time on you. No matter what you say, I'ma spit it how I spit it, so you niggas can forget it. Everybody Everybody is a critic. I walk in the dark with my chronicles Riddick, with my game up the bar, so your girl will let me hit it. Damn, man, my show's simply marvelous. You can stop the hating and debating, you can't argue this. Cause if you found something better, you would sip Moretta while wearing an ugly sweater. But my show you listening, so stop the whimpering. This is for the sinners and the born again Christians. Turn to Philippians. Nope, you can miss me then. If you wanna talk, take my number, you can hit me then. Cause you know my show was rocking. Fat Cat, remember that when your girl is shocking. When them headphones are knocking. Fat Cat show and you don't stop the knocking. F-A-T-C-A-T. Man, y'all rocking a Fat Cat show. This is my show. F-A-T. Watch the time on you. Say it one more time. Say it one more time. F-A-T-C-A-T. Man, y'all rocking a Fat Cat show. This is my show. F-A-T. Watch the time on you. Here we go. Here we go.
Yo, 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 yo. What's cracking? You rocking with your boy, the sinister minister, the thinking deacon, the rabbi ramen noodle, the chaplain of fried chicken's last right. You know who it is. That's Fat Cat. And I'm down here with my boy, my dog, Third. What's happening, man?
What up? What up? Peace. What's going on, family and everybody in the world?
Yeah. But we from time to time, my dog comes on the show and help me out. While Satellite is on his other little endeavors, I think at Minjo's or wherever he be at, wherever he be at. But he is busy. He do have other little things that he has to take care of. But I'm always definitely happy to have my dog on the show and all of that, and just welcoming everybody here today at the Fat Cat Show. I don't know, when you see this, I want you to do me a quick favor, and share the post. Like and subscribe on the Fat Cat Show network on YouTube, where you can follow us at Blog Talk Radio. You can hit us up on Spotify. You can hit us up on iHeart, Deezer, Twitter, Periscope, Facebook, Instagram, all the above platforms, and just show your love. Today I didn't really get a chance to post the birthdays today, but we still gonna wish our birthdays today, and just a lot going on, and we want to get as much of this news and stuff out as we can. So without further ado, we want to wish everybody with birthdays a happy birthday today. Amen. I know a birthday personally today. We want to I want to wish my old coworker Mike Fry a happy birthday, man. I ain't gonna put your age out there though, because I know you still doing your young thing. So, but and everybody else out there that has birthdays, happy birthday. Amen. But anyway, just like we got life, we got death, and also we want to send our heartfelt condolences out to those who may be in the grieving process, that may have lost someone today. You know what? The funny thing too, I want to put this out here, for all the wrestling fans who watch wrestling back in the 80s and in the 90s and stuff like that. The last remaining member of the Road Warriors died. Animal. It got me. I was like, wow. His partner died in 2003. Of course, he had overdose and all that stuff. So we send our shouts out there. All that. I was a big Road Warrior fan, man. But hey. So anyway, somebody else passed too. I can't think. Oh, Gale Sayers from the Chicago Bears. Gale Sayers, man. Another one who passed today. So we want to send our heartfelt condolences out. And it was somebody else, man. I just can't think of it right now, but God bless anyway, man. I just wanted to put that out there. So, but anyway, Yeah, we're gonna definitely have a good show. And just like I said before, make sure you share this post. Show your love and your support for the Fat Cat Show. Y'all, we trying to do it as best as we can. But I want to get to this certain topic that's been bothering me. That's been bothering me a little bit, and we all know what's been going on in the news as of late, and that's the 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 Breonna Taylor situation, and I don't know. I want to say this right quick. What kind of threw me off with the case at first when I was looking at it was if you look at the picture of Breonna when she was an EMT from the other picture they showed, it looked like two different women. Do it look like that to you? They look like two different women to me.
I haven't I haven't been privy to both. I haven't, to be honest with you, bro. I know very surface stuff about this case because I really been guarding my spirit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I'm been taking the. So, but I am aware of the case, and no, I didn't see that though. So you said it looked different, huh?
yeah, they
You
look.
got some pictures?
Yeah, I got the picture posted on the page. But
Okay.
getting into this case, we already knew the obvious because
Oh,
we've been disappointed so much as far as even before this, but this was just a landmarker to me. The Trayvon, you know, the Trayvon case, Trayvon Martin. I don't know how, I thought blacks were going to tear up Florida then, but hey, uh, nothing happened. I'm still trying to figure out why George Zimmerman still walking around here, still having Skittles signed and doing what.
able to skip in the meadow.
Yeah,
Literally, this dude's able to skip in the meadow, go to 7-Eleven,
right,
slurp hard as hell while picking up a Snickers and with a smile on his face.
right, and and,
Like,
and, and sold the gun that killed Trayvon Martin for $250,000. This is what really, and truthfully, I don't even supposed to be talking like this as a minister, but man, I'm outraged. I'm outraged by this because it's like it's only so much you can do with going around singing "We shall overcome." That just it gets tiring, dude. It is. It gets because you like when I watched the documentary of the Breonna Taylor situation, man, I seen a lot of inconsistencies that we were told in the news and all that. The first, so from the documentary, no, from the I'm gonna say from the media outlet, we got that a neighbor called. This is what I got first. A neighbor called and reported her door was open or something, and the police came over there and she was peeking out the window and they shot her through the window. That was the first story that I got out of all of it. But then
mm-hmm.
as we venture deep into knowing and more, the evidence coming out, and I watched the documentary, and it's come to find out that it wasn't really about Breonna Taylor. It was about her ex-boyfriend that was a drug dealer. And just because young ladies date drug dealers or something like that, that don't necessarily mean that they're into that lifestyle. We all have questionable people sometimes that be around us, and not necessarily by choice, because most of them is our families. You know what I'm saying? Most of them is our families. We may choose to kind of like dissociate ourselves when we away in our own place, but naturally, if we have family gatherings, we can't help but be near these people. You know what I'm saying? So they did a thing called a no knock warrant, in which they came to the house. They didn't have to knock or nothing, so they had to. All they did was ram the door. But these officers, from what the boyfriend was saying on the documentary, he said that they were sitting. He had just fell asleep, both of them, and they heard a knock at the door, like a hard knock. And he said it startled Brianna, and she got up and said, "Who is it?" And nobody, no police officer said anything. And then they said it. Then they knocked again, and they said, "Who is it?" No answer. And they said it again, like who, did it again, and who is it? And then he said before he do it, they got scared. My man said he went and grabbed his gun, and next thing you know, the door was coming off the hinges, and so he starts shooting at the door, thinking this is a home invasion. So naturally, yeah, he said the amount of bullets that came in that house was like the OK Corral. Like the police started shooting back, but they actually instituted the wrong warrant. They said in order for a no-knock warrant to be issued, that house would have had to been, you know how security armed door, you know how some drug dealers be having them armed doors on there with bars and stuff to block raids from coming in. That's that type of warrant. But when they got in there, my man said he looked down, he saw Brianna bleeding and laying in a puddle of blood. And he said, then all of a sudden, the thing that they came to do, what was that? The warrant that was supposed to be to look for drugs and all of that stuff ceased. They ceased. Now it's no more drug thing. They don't got no more drugs to look for. They don't got none of this stuff to look for. But the girl is laying dead in the floor. So and then the officer in question, one of the officers in question, left the scene of what happened. They said he disappeared. And this man, for Candace Owens to get her butt live and criticize another black person, she getting on my nerves so bad, Candace Owens. I don't know if you like her or not, but I can't stand this chick. You probably like her, don't you?
No. Here's the thing. She's Lord Jamar said something that was really pretty much on point about her. He said a broken clock can be right twice or something like that in the day. And so Candace Owens this is why she's dangerous. She's very smart.
Yeah.
She makes some great points against the Democrats, but she's very crafty in mixing in her Republican, very white supremacist like ideologies.
Yeah.
With respect to black people need more policing and all this ridiculous shit.
Yeah.
So so she's a very proficient weapon for white supremacy, and that's all she is. That's all you got to look at her. So
yeah, but they villainized. They ended up villainizing this this young lady, especially Candace Owens. She called her a drug dealer. She called her,
None of that is neither here nor there, and this is why we gotta, as melanated people on this land, we need to quit getting in these yarn ball of details that they'd like to throw at us, like as if we don't know that this is an obvious one-sided situation. Because in any event, a person was killed, and somebody will be held accountable if this was a regular civilian, and doubly if it was a black civilian that did it to another civilian, and triply if it was a black civilian doing it to a white civilian. So let's quit playing. We got to quit acting like we need all these details, and when the system comes back and show us, got to start saying, now we should be thinking, oh, are these things intentional?
Right.
Are they literally swatting a hornet's nest just for the sake of they're trying to make you do a move. in chess,
Yeah.
sometimes you are willing to sacrifice a piece, so you make a very aggressive move in order to force your opponent to make a move. They're either definitely have to take a loss if they don't do nothing, or but if they do something, they are still gonna take a loss, but at least they will know where you're gonna move.
Right.
And so it's all planned out. So this is chess, not checkers.
Right. It's just it's a sad case because, like I said, when the indictment came down, they chose to only indict one of the cops, and his name was Keith Hackerson, something like Hackerson or something. And this cat, they charged him only for the way his behavior during the raid. They didn't charge him for the murder. They charged him for just his behavior.
Are we shocked? Are we surprised?
No, we're not shocked. It's just.
And what's funny about it is that the system is telling you that how many levels that they are locked. They are hand in hand, elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder. They are locked the whole way, from cop to attorney to bailiff to judge to senator to governor to president.
Yes.
And we got to quit acting like these are not one piece moving all together. You know what I mean? We kind of isolated to, this cop. No, this cop knows that he's protected. That's why he do what he does.
I want to give a bit of this news footage before we go any further. This courtesy of Channel 7. Check this news footage out.
A violent night in Louisville, indeed. 2 officers were shot there, but back home here in Michigan, in downtown Detroit, demonstrators ended the night peacefully. There have been no arrests reported, but protesters did vow to be back out there again tonight at 7 p.m.
Under Kentucky state law, this is an unlawful assembly.
A clash between police and Black Lives Matter protesters in Louisville, leading to dozens of people getting arrested throughout the night. Upset with the grand jury's decision in the Breonna Taylor case. That announcement coming from a judge and Kentucky's attorney general.
Grand jury voted to return an indictment against Detective Hankinson for 3 counts of wanton endangerment.
One former officer was indicted for wanton endangerment for firing into a neighboring apartment, but none of the officers were charged for killing Taylor. Kentucky's governor deployed the National Guard earlier in the day in anticipation of the unrest. In the chaos,
I done heard enough. Yeah, I'm just Hankerson. That's his name, Hankerson. And they ran down this man's track record, and basically this man had so many violations against him, and actually of sexual assault also. But nobody mentions that. Like, there's no type of true police form being done behind all of this. So like you said, it's showing us like, well, good job, boys. Y'all keep doing what you're doing, you know.
It's like they're waving this, they're waving it in your face, and they make sure that whoever is the person that's going to do it, make sure that they have a clear bad identity, bad record, because the worse the record, the more in your face
Right.
it is to black people.
Right.
And what it's showing is, it's basically, we are together.
Right.
And you are not.
Right.
You don't have your shit together like we do. No matter how bad that person may be, we got them.
Right.
Where's your solidarity?
Right. Or basically like, yeah, we know what we doing. What you gonna do?
Yep. Right.
Basically like, what you gonna do? What's your next move?
Exactly. You want to vote? Keep voting.
Right.
Vote.
Right.
That'll get it. That'll get them on your side.
And guess what? Oh, if you want to get a little bit too unruly, we about to flex our muscle. Let's bring this National Guard in and make your move. We ready for you to make your move.
But see, like they showed you several since this whole 2020. They showed you several times already with like puppets. We'll have George Floyd, and then we already got our National Guard out the next day. We already know what verdict we're gonna pull. That's why we can call the National Guard ahead of time.
Yeah.
Because why would we do that?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, y'all. It's not hard. This is easy.
Right.
If a nigga down the street was doing these things to you, you would know exactly how he's thinking. But why are we giving this system the benefit of the doubt like we need more information?
Right.
Yeah, let them do it one more time, and then it's like, oh, you scared ass nigga.
It's a.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm keeping it 100 right now.
It's a terrible situation, like I said, because and even then, we're kind of like culpable for a lot of this stuff that's happening because, for one, it's funny that we think about just a week ago, the Breonna Taylor's family took a settlement of $12 million.
Ding!
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's make it official. Hello. See how you're being puppeted? You're being puppeted, black people. You're being puppeted. Mm-hmm. This is a whole system. This is a whole network.
Yep.
And you have no idea how many of the people that look like you will sell your ass out while you out there. Black Lives Matter by some white fucking funding behind that whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, quit being puppeted. That's the rule number one. Quit being puppeted. Quit being triggered. Turn your back on the system. It's begging you to.
And you know what? It's almost sad to say, too, because now I know more cases done happen than this, but we got two notable national cases of recent where black people were killed in their homes. So it's getting to the point where even the most biblically sound person would say, "Hey, I gotta grab my arms. I gotta bear arms.
Do something different. I gotta do something different.
Yeah, I gotta bear arms because if they walking in my house and killing me, I mean, and the law ain't gonna do nothing about it. Wow.
At the very least, I'm not telling nobody to do nothing. You know what you know, every man has their own constitution, so I'm going to assume that you got it all up there. But what I will say is you can at least agree that you are under attack.
Right.
Like, make that no mistake. Make that at least be your foundation and start from there. Mm-hmm. Don't think that, we're all, as long as we get our masks and everybody wear their masks and be a good little citizen, we'll all just get back to the way it should be. Oh, come on. Grow up. Right. Grow up for real.
Right. And you know what? I'm not even one to get out here, like you said, and yell Black Lives Matter, because I shouldn't even have to say that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even looking for acceptance of my God-given right.
Right.
I have a right to live. I have a right to, and that's not. And if I said Black Lives Matter, Black Lives,
exactly,
to basically, doing that to the system of white supremacy is like doing that to this wall next to me.
Right. It's like an affirmation of negotiation. Like I'm actually negotiating with you about whether I matter. Right. Why would I do that? Right. I'm not asking you. I'm not looking for your validation. Yes. You kidding me?
Yes.
Or your acceptance?
Yes. It's definitely it's just time out for it. And one of the things too, like during this last protest in Kentucky, like they two officers were shot, and it's funny. It's real funny that they caught this guy quick. They caught this black guy quick, and it's funny. It's funny. That's what go to show you that all these unsolved.
Listen, everybody, listen. This is Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
This is all a stage. If they can control how the sides, how the play is being played, they can create the bad guy, the good guy, the bad guy, and they can literally create that. And all they're looking for you to do is to join. Oh, yay! This is my side. And then here's your bad guy. Oh, this is my side. And those people are lured to what they're puppeting. They created the hero or the bad guy, depending on what side you decide to be on. And they're playing both sides. It's what they've always done. It's what they've always done. Look at your history. This is nothing new.
Yeah, yep. I can't even pronounce this guy's name either. You see that? The Zano Johnson, 26. And like you said, it always the story always got to have a good guy and a hero. It always got to be that, because the media can manipulate anybody into being the bad guy or the hero. And they've been doing that stuff for years, Been doing this type of little thing for years. Like I said, I'm tired of being puppeted. I know I have to do what I have to do to, survive and tell my family, basically, like, educate my family. The only thing that I think about when these things take place is, my son, my kids have to grow up in this, society and this type of thing. And really, I hate that we're not making ground weight, moves to kind of like make it easier for our kids to combat this next, that next generation, that next wave.
It's going to take some shedding on our generation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They are depending on us to wake up, really. You know what I mean? They kind of already, it's like they came in the world and they sniffed the bullshit quicker than they came in like, ooh, the house smell. You don't smell that? And you like, no, I've been in here all day. It's straight. Like, nah, dog, you take the garbage out? Like, you know what I mean? They smell it, and we have to learn to smell it.
Right.
You know what I mean? We got to learn to quit ignoring what's always been there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Certain things ain't working.
Right.
And we got to admit that. That's hard for us to admit.
Yeah, you definitely on point with that. But we could, man, shoot, this could have been a whole show, but I don't even want to give it that much attention. You just do what you got to do, and it's funny, and it's once again, let's get back to the puppet strings and stuff. It's almost election time, so it's just and it's bull crap. Make you still depend on thinking you making a change, like. I'm gonna go stand in this long line and make.
If only we get Trump out of there, and then what? What you want? Trump is gone. Okay, he's gone out of the picture. Now what?
Yep. But
77-year-old is gonna save us. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, and no. I was looking at USA Today, and I was looking at this, people actually think 2 old white men are going to make a difference.
Bruh.
And that's what kind of like, even if it was 2 old black men, you know what I'm saying? You like, come on, man. Like, come on, dude.
It's mind numbing.
Yeah,
it's mind.
It is.
Like, think of the 70-year-olds right now, like personally. Think of all the 70-year-olds, all the 75-year-olds. Would you want them running your life at all? having anything to do with how you going, because most of them are, they just barely hanging on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They just want to have their cup of coffee and.
Shoot, what was that? Shoot, Biden fell asleep at a beat, just like an old man's supposed to do. And think about it. Usually around that time, they get ready to take these dudes' driver's license. So it's like it's funny to me. But anyway, man,
There's layers to why this is crazy. It's so many layers. It's just like
right.
At this point, it's like you gotta almost like wonder if you're insane. If you once you really wake up to it, it's gonna hit you like, damn.
Right. Let me get into our main topic for today. Our main topic for today is the saying, if you don't have nothing good to say, keep it to yourself. BS. Man, this is kind of like a two-headed sword to me, man. It's more like yes and no to me. It's a yes and no thing because, for one, certain things has to be communicated because we all have a certain ground rule, and then we have those that respect the ground rule, and we have those that are just intrusive. You know what I'm saying? Those that the line crossers that just don't get the point. You know what I'm saying? That's why for the biggest degree of me, I would say that the rule is generally bull crap to me because things have to be communicated. Because I don't understand. A lot of times I don't understand signs and sign language and certain when you don't communicate with me and I supposed to guess what you supposed to what you mean. Especially when I'm angry. If you anger me with something, it's hard for me to just man, I should have, it angers me. You know what I'm saying? I can't hold, it's certain things that I can't hold in. And it's like that rule to me says.
All right, so are you talking about like cut actually went the point where you actually cut into a person?
Yes. Where you sit up here, when you sit up here and you hear that turn the other cheek rule. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And sometimes sometimes you gotta like, look, man. Right, look, man. Look, man. I'm trying to hold my peace, but right. You know what I'm saying? But then again, that's why too much. Like if the situation is too heavy, sometimes I don't like to. This is where the rule. I agree with the rule. When the situation is too heavy, when I really don't have nothing to do with it. Yeah, I really don't have nothing to do with it, and you come ask me my opinion on the heaviness of your situation. Then
if you ask me, I'm sorry. If you ask me, it's on there. You know what I mean? I gotta tell you what it is. If you ask me,
you would dive into it even during the fact, though the fact it may be something just real critical.
You know what? I can't make it 100%. It's always gonna be that exception to the rule where something's a little bit sensitive. But I mean, if I see somebody truly wanting the truth, they want to know something. If they want some real talk, hey, I would like to think that I'm gonna give it to them.
You know what? And I'm always draw this scenario out. And I ain't gonna bring up no names, but I remember being at work at Greektown, and a certain individual, I was standing over there by the People Mover station, and it was a transit cop there, and he was talking to one of our coworkers, who had a son that that had that wore his hair so long he looked like a female. And so the man came, the transit cop was telling her, man, you need to cut that boy hair. He looked like a girl, you know. He about to go to a higher grade. They're gonna be teasing him and this and that. And so he came over to me. He said, shouldn't she cut his hair, get his hair cut and stuff like that. And me, me being, because I'm a father of 2 sons and stuff like that, I just gave my fatherly opinion. I said, yeah, I think you should cut his hair, And I said it nice. I said, maybe you should cut his hair. Maybe you should, because, it does make him look girly-ish and, other kids can be harsh, this and this and that. So later on that night, I get called upstairs. For giving my opinion. The girl got mad. Didn't get mad at the transit cop. Got mad at me.
Oh, so this is it was a female talking about her, and they were talking about her son.
It was the transit cop.
Talking to a female,
a male transit cop.
Right, talking to a female officer.
Female, yeah.
Okay.
And just by my opinion,
how did the topic even come up? Like, did he just cut right into it? Like, you should da 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 da.
Yeah.
Let's see if it was me sitting there, I'd be like, well, it's none of your business, really. You know what I mean? It may be. I mean, if that's how they want it, it is what it is. I mean, now if the topic came up and it was like she was considering it, if she brought it up and was like, I'm wondering, should I cut my son's hair?
Yeah.
But we gotta allow people to be the way that they are. You know what I mean? Because it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We can't because that may be the way they do it. What if it was a religious thing? There's a lot of cultures where that's a religious thing.
Yeah.
Don't cut your hair.
But you know what? The little boy was too even young to even know what that type of stuff is. You know.
I'm just saying.
I know what you're saying though. But my thing, my thing is more of this. Like, even I'm trying to give another scenario of because like I said, it's almost a sense in that word to mind your business. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just mind your business with certain things. But sometimes certain things.
The only way I will jumping out of my business, so to speak, is if like a situation where I'm at the Secretary of State, and it's packed up in there, everybody shoulder to shoulder waiting, da 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 da, and then in come Joe Blow that want to play his music like that nigga, you know what I mean, or have a conversation out loud like, yeah man, so I said to the girl that nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's when it's like, dude, seriously, like, come on man, for real, everybody need to hear this conversation, you know what I mean? Something like that, you know what I mean? Where it's just you encroaching on everybody else's, you're making everybody else uncomfortable because you just inconsiderate. Something like that,
Oh, okay. Let's just say somebody being very rude to you, and you can cut them up at it. You can really say so. You could really say something that really hit below the belt and cut them.
I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna go there. What I will say is I'll play it. Typically, I try to make them feel extremely small by very little energy being put in. I'm not about to be, nigga, da da da. I ain't about to get it all off into this. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just do something simple. Where I sometimes not even acknowledging the person, like they're not even standing there,
right.
They're just be sitting up there looking by themselves. Sometimes that's enough. You know what I mean?
Right.
I try to use as little energy as possible and try not to give them as much energy. You know
Right.
what I mean?
And let me put this out here right quick. We got 19 something minutes left. And this is a call-in show. I forgot to put that number out. If you want to comment on any of this, that number is 646-564-9728. Make sure you press that 1 if you want to comment. Feel free to jump in anytime. Like I said, let me ask you this, Third. So generally, do you agree with this rule? Do you think it's BS, or or do you just
I
apply
don't
it?
have something nice to see. Nice is subjective. So I don't necessarily.
Know what's can have
Yeah, I
determined?
mean, what somebody like everybody might be, feel relief if you said X, Y, and Z. Like finally somebody said it because you know what I mean. It relieved the whole crowd where everybody wanted to say something. Everybody just sit and wait for that one person to say it. It could be that, or it could be just somebody just throwing a judgment out, and it's just left field. And who asked you? You know what I mean? So that's one of them things.
So you the type of it was a victimless crime, No, but no, let's say this. So
It's case by case, bro. For real.
oh yeah,
Seriously.
it is case by case. I'm thinking about that, but ultimately, let's say you saying this statement, and you making this statement, and deep in your heart of hearts that it's gonna cut this person. You know, like
Yeah.
say a person might come up, and you know how women are. So I'm gonna go to a woman, and you know how women are real self conscious about their weight, their age, and all of that type stuff, and just say, came up to you like, "How I look at this dress?" And you be like, "Whoa," and just say they got a little gut and it's showing, and you be like,
No, I wouldn't be that. That I can't do. I don't. I'm not that guy. If if a chick or any person asks me that, how they look or something, I'm not about to like lean into their worst attributes or the attribute that most people be like, damn, you could, you know what I mean?
or they ask
I
you,
try to lean into
or,
their best attribute, like, oh, you know what I mean?
no, or they ask you, my stomach, do it look fat in this? What would you say? Do my stomach look bloated or fat?
I I would try to make it a funny. I would try to make it lighter. You know what I mean? I ain't about to be. I'm not gonna be. I'm not trying to be cruel with it. I try to make some. Make them laugh at themselves too. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Especially if they looking plumpy than the motherfucker, then I might say that. It ain't fat, but it's plumpy than the motherfucker. Looking a little grapish around, a little.
It look like
You got a little cantaloupe going on down there. That's all.
Look like you got a little bit of nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach.
Ain't nothing a 3-day detox that can't cure.
And you know what? I picture you because you are a funny guy like that too. You would turn it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll find a way to make it funny. You know what I'm saying? So I try not to be like with somebody about to feel like horrible about themselves. You know what I mean? Because like, who am I? I got man boobs, so you know what I'm saying.
You know what?
You got to be able to laugh at yourself.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's why I roll with that creed. So I try to bring that in. Some, if will they be able to handle it? We'll see. We'll find out.
But women take that type of thing a little bit different than we do. You know what I'm saying?
True.
True. But truthfully, we got some oversensitive males now too. That you know what I'm saying? Oversensitive males, and we was just talking about this, in our Bible study yesterday, me and the other minister, and we got to talking, and it was like and we look from the church in my grandfather era to the church now. And back then, the ministers were fire and brimstone. If you don't do it, you're going to hell.
Oh,
You know, and so they came at their parishioners. They'll tell them, you know, hey, you shouldn't be sleeping with such and such and such, blah blah blah. But now we live in a sensitive world. The minister is scared to say something to the parishioners. They scared to say it, you know, like, you know. And we was talking about that. So now I'm like really, literally.
So wait a minute. So wait. So you're saying that you feel it is okay to oust one of your board members in front of the crowd if they out of line as such?
No. I'm saying this. You generally see, as a leader, I learned how to do certain things.
Right, for sure.
I don't ever want to be improper. I don't ever want to make somebody feel like, you know, they're being singled or anything.
Right.
So I normally always just put it out as a general rule. And one of the things is, see, in the old church, in my church now, the thing that we got going on now is that I see that I don't like, that I'm going to address this Sunday, is that it's a lot of walking going on in the church. And in the old church, you couldn't do that. You couldn't walk in the church while the minister is preaching. You know what I'm saying? But these people now, they just doing everything.
So you saying it's a lot of unrest going on, busybody.
Yeah.
Why you speaking?
Yeah, and it's like
that is weird. That's weird.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, and so the other
there's
minister,
no respect, no decorum or structure.
And the other minister told me, he said, you know, I be wanting to say something, but people so sensitive. You know what I'm saying? And then you have to judge at that point. You know, do you want to call things to order, or do you want to just keep being in the disorder and being sensitive to other people's feelings? You know what I'm saying? And you would never get no order.
Well, if you are holding the presentation and you just say, hey, this is a distraction to the presentation or to the program right now, and we could ask for a little bit more respect to our speakers by, you know, everybody at least holding the seat down until, you know what I mean, we get an intermission up in this month.
And you know what? But you know what was so sad is like,
let Jesus pee. You know what I mean? We'll let Jesus pee, and then we'll get back to it.
Listen, you know what's so sad is that it's always general set rules, but you always got people that are line crossers. Just like, you know, you go to a library, you got to be quiet in the library. But yet you'll have a dude that'll come in there with a boom box. You know, it's always somebody that's going to test the rule. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things that shouldn't have to be said. You should already know as grown person to not do it. You know, you know not to go find a bloody needle on the thing, even if you're a crackhead.
Hey, you know what? Make that a sermon. Make a sermon about boundaries.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just coming to me now. Like, hey, make it a, you know, and you don't necessarily have to talk about that particular
metaphor
occurrence, but you can put it in a different metaphor.
Metaphor.
For sure. So
but it's things, you know, like I said, but as a general, you really didn't answer my question though. As a general,
I'm sorry. What was the question?
I'm saying, but as a general rule, do you agree? Do you agree with the term, or you don't?
As a general rule, I would say general rule. I would say yeah. Most times I say it's a yes.
It's
Most times.
it's BS.
Most. No, not that it's BS. That if you can't say nothing good, if you can't say nothing good, then keep it to yourself. Most times I say yes, because most times
It don't need to even need to
people,
be. It don't need to be.
huh?
It don't need to be addressed. Certain things.
Bingo. Right, exactly. It doesn't need to give attention to it.
Right.
Most times, you know what I mean? If we looking at person to person, who it could be, da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we have a whole bunch of thoughts, things we think they don't necessarily need to actually make it to our mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if it's getting to a point where it's an obvious this needs to be said, that's something else.
And you know
So
what? And you know what too? And 9 times out of 10, when that rule comes up, when we kind of like go through this processing of the rule, it's normally somebody that we're irked by. That we, you
good
know,
point.
it's normally somebody that we're irked by, and we like, should I say it? Should I,
Yeah.
it's always that person, and you be like,
Yeah.
you always teeter tot like, good.
Just always ask yourself, is it going to help the situation? You know what I mean? Is it gonna make it better for all those involved, or
Right.
is it just for your own little, that you know?
Can you think of any scenarios that you had where
I had to cut into
you
somebody.
yeah, where you had to violate the
Mm.
rule, and then everybody that was affected around it kind of was like, yay,
I mean, you was there. Remember what I said when we in security?
Oh yeah,
But
yeah,
I think I had a thing with what was that, Arnold?
yeah.
When we had I think we had to take some BS quiz or something that he had put up on us.
Yeah, both of us said something.
Yeah, I think you remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah. Both
everybody,
of
and it
us
was
said
like,
that. Because
but I think in that situation, folks are scared to like speak up. I
yeah,
mean, Arnold was
'cause-
intimidating
no,
and all that.
actually, it wasn't Arnold. It was Pablo.
Ah, okay,
It was
okay,
Pablo
right,
because
right,
I ended.
right. It was Pablo, but Arnold came in to like support him though.
Yeah, but and I ended up. I remember I ended up saying, "Man, we grown people. This ain't school." Blah
Right.
blah blah. And he told me something about your job is to know the SOPs, this and that. And I said, well, home is home, and the job is the job. You can't regulate my time at home. And then he was like, well, he said, if you don't want to learn your SOPs, he said, maybe you
Yeah,
should
he
find
was
another
threatening your
job.
job.
Find
Yeah,
another
yeah.
job.
He's
Yeah.
the guy to threaten your job. Yeah.
And then that's when I told him, I said, I'll be here longer than you will. I done seen people like you come and go. And then
I dig it, dog.
and true enough, and the funny thing about it, when they fired him, he came by and shook my hand and said, you was right. I was at 200 when they walked him out of there.
Whoa, that was vindication.
Yeah, I was like,
Man.
I hate to see.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling him or just to keep it 100. I wasn't feeling him or
Willie Perkins.
What's that?
Willie
What's
Perkins.
his name?
Willie Perkins.
Yeah, buddy. There you go. I am a robot. I take orders. Like, look at that. Oh.
Yeah. It was a lot of that, man. But like I said, I try to, just especially the thing now with me, me trying to, walk spiritually, and just because the Bible teaches us life and death is in the tongue, and so I try to watch my words carefully. And it was so funny that yesterday the pastor that is training me, got me in ministers training. He was speaking on that in Bible class yesterday, and he said a lot of us speak death upon ourselves, and we speak death upon others. Just from the tongue. He said we put things. you can speak things into existence. We
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know. We don't know the power of our words sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the things that Farrakhan said when he was confronted by Malcolm X's daughter, and he said something about my words put death upon my brother, which I was like, which I thought was a bunch of cracker bull crap, but I just, but I understand
But
it.
there is power in the tongue.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
a fact.
I'm talking about with Farrakhan though, the situation with him and Malcolm X. I think it was deeper than that. But yeah. So, but it was, I think it was intentional. I don't think it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at what he, how he was talking about Malcolm even after his death, and from now, I know people say, well, this is a different Farrakhan. He got older and this and that. But
here's my thing with him, and I'm not saying he's good or bad. What we will look at is facts, and what we do know is typically when it's a black leader that is truly for the people, they don't be here long. And Minister Farrakhan is in his 90s, ain't he? What is that saying? We just asking questions. That's all we doing. We just throwing out questions about facts. Yeah. I'm just saying he's still around kicking.
If you look at what leaders like what even Marcus,
like everybody,
Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. You got
they be gone.
Yeah. We know that
the real deal don't make it.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
We can even put it in other little terms. Dr. Sabi, just
the real deal don't make it. Right.
Yeah. What was the other guy? Fred Hampton. You got all of those type of people that speak that man. Either they're gonna be in prison or they're gonna be in a jail. And you got Jesse Jackson and what's her name? Al Sharpton and
still kicking
around. Yep. All in the head house, huh? Well, all of them. And you know what?
It's all a show, ladies and gentlemen.
And you know the telltale of it too was like they don't give revolutionaries televised shows. The revolution.
Nor do they typically give them Ford Field to spew their rhetoric.
Right.
You know how big Ford Field is?
Right. And that's and that's the funny part about it, So I just look at all that and I just say, okay.
We not saying he's the bad guy. We just telling facts. That's all. A little bit of these
gatekeepers. But anyway, we want to
60 seconds.
We want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Fatcat Show tonight. I want to thank my boy Third. Oh yeah, we always have a powerful little session back and forth. But like I said, man, we should have a camera on the off the camera things that we be talking. People don't even know the Jews that be spilled in. So, but I'm just thankful that I can always call you up and we spew it on this show right here. But it's up to you to decipher. We ain't trying to sway your opinion on certain things, but we just giving our opinion and our twist on it. So it's up to you whether you take some Jews out of it and formulate your own opinion, or just you had your chance to hear no evil, see no evil, speak it. But anyway, y'all, we about to get up out of here and stay safe and peace. Indubitably.